Caitlin Clark is just exciting, guys. It's must-see TV. It's must-see TV. You plan your day around a Caitlin Clark basketball game. You wake up in the morning. What time? You go check ESPN. What time is Caitlin Clark playing? Oh, the game is at 7. All right, I'm planning everything around it.
The coronation ended in a thud, and you could hear it from your couch. The rush to anoint the next Caitlin Clark didn't just stall. It spun out on national TV. While Caitlin Clark has been sidelined for 19 straight games with a groin injury and officially won't return this season, the league's searchlight swung.
Isn't as good as Caitlin Clark. Paige Bueckers isn't as fun to watch as Caitlin Clark. Her team stinks. Her team plays with zero effort. Paige Bueckers plays with no motor down the stretch because you know it's going to be a close game. You know the Wings are going to lose, and you know Paige Bueckers isn't going to show up every time. There was an opportunity with Caitlin gone for Paige Bueckers to take over. And what has Paige Bueckers done? She had a 44-point game in a loss
To Paige Bueckers and ran straight into a wall of hard traps, bruising switches, and an unblinking Seattle storm. That's the headline. That's the moment. The public's take? The hype machine put a crown on too early, and the first real defensive game plan knocked it off. Here's the confirmation up front.
Caitlin Clark, as you know, has missed the last 19 games with a groin injury, confirming that she will not play again this season.
I mean, this is better than I could have ever imagined. It's a small town kid with really big dreams. Dreams do come true if you work hard and you have great faith in your life.
Seattle bodied up Bueckers, jammed her reads, sat on her pet spots, and held her to a brutal 2-for-11 night with 0 assists. Not a stumble, an exposure. And if you've been watching what Clark has eaten every night for over a year, the hits, the doubles, the traps, this felt like a side-by-side road test with the same road, the same potholes, and very different suspension. Why does this matter now? Because the WNBA isn't just playing basketball, it's building a narrative economy in real time.
in Paige Bueckers is due to racism.
And so clearly Paige is not as popular as Caitlin Clark. It's not even close.
Caitlin Clark is just exciting, guys. It's must-see TV.
Paige Bueckers is not as popular as Caitlin Clark because she's not Caitlin Clark. It's so hard for the likes of...
But no one's even close to the level of popularity that Caitlin Clark has achieved.
If Caitlin did this, it would cause World War CC again. It would cause World War CC. Like, this is a nothing play.
Hold up.
Time. Tickets, TV segments, brand campaigns. The league needs anchors, and Clark has been the lighthouse whether you love her or love taboo. With her out, the cameras needed another protagonist. Enter Paige, college icon, pro promise, clean packaging. But what happens when packaging meets pressure? What happens when the cameras that sell you ascension keep rolling after the trap comes? I've watched the tape, I've tracked the splits, and tonight we're going to pull apart the gap between expectation and reality piece by piece. And to keep you locked in, know this. I'll show you the exact on-ball decision Seattle forced that short-circuited an entire offense. I'll lay out the stat the network screamed about, 200 points and 50 assists, and why it never meant what they told you it meant. And by the end, I'll give you the one comparison with Clark that actually holds water, and the one that immediately sinks when you add context. Ready? Let's go. Click confirmed. Yes, Clark's season is shut down. 19 games missed, groin injury, no return. Bold public sentiment. The heir apparent flinched the first time the throne got hot. Contrarian twist. A bad night doesn't end a career, but it does end a storyline that was built on air. Quick proof. Seattle flipped the table from the opening tip, top-blocking pin-downs, jamming handoffs, showing early bodies at the nail, switching length onto the handle, then rotating a third defender on the first gather. The roadmap for you. First, we unpack the media's rush and the milestone that sold you a bill of goods. Second, we walk through the storm scheme and why it maps perfectly to what Clark has survived for months. Then we zoom out to what Paige has actually done well, what Dallas has actually asked of her, and how the historic comps really land when the noise drops out. Here's the second best point first. The hype economy painted murals off a single number, fastest to 200 points and 50 assists. Bueckers getting there one game faster than Clark. That stat hit the lower third like a miracle cure. Analysts treated it like a notarized certificate of better than. It was catnip because it was simple, clean, and printable. But strip the varnish and it's a partial. Context first. Pace, usage, role, opponent scouting windows, and the fact that early season game plans for rookies are shallow until a player terrifies the league. Application now. That 250 headline became a shield, the thing people waved to end arguments instead of start analysis. But watch what happened the second a staff decided. Your reads are ours tonight. Seattle didn't care how fast anyone reached anything. They cared where the left-hand pull-ups come from, how early the pocket pass leaves the fingertips, and whether the weak-side shooter's feet are quiet on the catch. Framing big picture. If you can be sold by milestone pacing without opponent behaviors, you'll buy any stock at its IPO and wonder why you're bag holding by Christmas. Great rookies get scouted. Great rookies get hunted. And great rookies keep scoring when the hunting party goes all night. Now, the strongest point. Seattle announced the test with the calm of a surgeon washing hands. Coach Noelle Quinn didn't ask if Paige could score. She asked if Paige could solve. From the first action, the Storm put muscle on the handle and math on the floor. They top-blocked the first pin so the entry had to veer. They sat a body at the nail so the crossover landed in congestion. They cheated a step early from the weak corner to blow up the pocket pass and dared the skip into a closeout they had already started running. This is what the Clark treatment looks like. Deny comfort, contest space, punish timing. 2 for 11 isn't just bad shooting, it's evidence of a solved equation. 0 assists tells you something even sharper. The initiator didn't draw help on her terms. When you can't bend coverage, you can't get freebies. And when you can't get freebies, the jumper gets heavier by the minute. You felt it on the broadcast. The ball hit Bueckers' hands and Seattle's shell tightened like a snare drum. The first on-ball, jam. The outlet, shadowed. The rescreen, iced. By the third possession, the offense was running in loops without a lock. This is where rookies either bark back with violence, 2 feet in the paint, chest into contact, whistle coming, or they pass the problem away and drift into the corner as playturner instead of playmaker. Paige drifted. That's the tape. And here's the loop I promised I'd reopen. This is the exact strain Clark has lived under every single night, only often with more contact and less whistle. It's not conspiracy, it's recognition. Stars get rules written around them, and Clark bent the geometry of the court so hard that defenders started playing the person more than the play. The number that makes you sit up. 17% of all flagrant fouls in 2024 hit one player, Clark. Not all hard play is dirty, but that concentration isn't normal. That's gravity with elbows. Let's pause on the difference between hype and habits. The media packaged Bueckers as not just next, but maybe more polished, more pro-ready, more fundamentally sound. Translation. She looks the part. The pull-up is neat, the footwork is tidy, the glare is marketable. And it's not wrong to love the look, it's wrong to treat the look as the proof. Expectation was that a smooth mid-range and a clean read of second-level help would translate untouched. Reality is that Seattle pre-switched those second-level helpers before the set even started. Reality is that the weak corner became a booby trap. Reality is that when you turn the key and the car doesn't start, polish won't help. You need torque. Clark's version of torque has been ugly at times, getting blasted on screens, eating body checks, jawing through it, but the engine turns. That's why the gap matters. If you want a veteran's omen that aged well, remember Diana Taurasi's warning label. In the middle of the confetti around early season box scores, she basically waved a hand and said, "This league gets mean, skill is a start, context is the quiz." And then everyone went back to printing t-shirts. You saw the quiz in Seattle. You saw how quickly a single scouting report can erase your favorite clip package. That's not slander, it's the curriculum. Now zoom out, because to pretend Paige is a paper tiger is lazy and wrong. The Dallas Wings year has been a revolving door of ice packs and emergency signings. 8 of 12 from opening night, missing 7+ games? That's a chemistry nightmare. In that context, Bueckers wasn't luxuriating in a sixth woman clip reel. She was carrying load most rookies never see. You don't drop 44 on the Sparks by accident, and doing it alongside teammates who are learning the play names at breakfast says something about raw creation. Her efficiency, hovering in the mid-40s from the field, while shouldering usage at 22 years old, is not a small thing. And if you've watched her in quieter games, there's a real calm against garden variety pressure. Most rookies speed up when teeth show. Paige often keeps her dribble, keeps her breath, and goes where she intended instead of where the defender points. That is a pro skill. Application right now, end of the season. Dallas is long out of the bracket, so every game lives on development and resume. That changes incentives. The hunt for benchmarks matters. The streaks matter. Teams lately have played keep away with Bueckers' double-digit streak just because there's nothing else to do in garbage time except spoil someone's note in the media guide. And you saw it. Endgame, perimeter locked, no clean look, buzzer. That's not a moral failure. It's a microcosm of how quickly scouting turns personal. Framing bigger picture. We judge rookies like household appliances. Does it work every time I push the button? Basketball doesn't honor that.